Okay, it is noon in southwestern Minnesota. Let's make sure. There we are. I will try to follow along today, but you know that doesn't always cooperate. And I just remembered that I need more white cardstock. So, hello everybody and welcome to live with Create with Chris. I'm just opening a pack of basic white because I know I'm going to need it. So, thanks for joining me. It is Tuesday, May 20th, and I am participating in a card a day in May, sponsored by Kevin Thiessen, who is watching me right now. Hi Kevin, and hi Arlene. Thanks for joining me. Today's cards are quick and simple. So, let me get my hair fixed. There's no fixing. And let me go ahead and turn my camera down. I'll give you the weather report. 12:02 p.m. Worthington, Minnesota. Gloomy, rainy, cold. It is, where's my temperature? I don't know. Okay, 48 degrees. 48 degrees, you guys. It's almost the end of the school year, but we needed the rain. I am not complaining. We needed the rain. So, all right, let's get started. So I said quick and simple, but I think I'm going to make a bunch. So bear with me here. There's the dreaded glare that whatever. Okay, so today we are using the Mixed Media Florals Memory and More card pack. They're $11.50, and this is a complete pack. Let me just fan through it and show you what's all in here, because what I'm using today is what's left over from a pack that I've used a lot of things out of. So, florals and stripes and solids and just a little bit of everything. These are the 3x4 cards. There are also sticker sheets with flags and other elements. There's 2 of each. Some greetings. Happy birthday. Oh, there's my alarm telling me to go live. Kevin, I'm not going to put on a hat. I don't have a foil hat like you do. Just a note to let you know I'm thinking of you. Celebrate. And then there's some 6x4, 4x6 cards also. So these cards are intended for multi-purpose. You can use these in scrapbooks or cards. You'll see, like family time. I'm probably not going to put that on a card, but I am going to put it in a scrapbook. So you will see a variety of those things. So let me put the good set away. Put away the good dishes. And let me show you what I have left from my set. Very little kibbles and bits. But I'm going to use these kibbles and bits to make some simple cards. I also have some of the stickers left, so we'll use what we can. And I may even incorporate the greetings for all mix and match. So here we go. I have a few ideas, but nothing concrete. So again, trying to get rid of that glare. It's not working. So, all right, so this is the first one that I wanted to play with because I think it is super obvious. Oh, that glare. It drives me crazy. If I do that, I have to move over a little bit. But, all right, I'm willing to do it to get rid of the glare. I'm so sorry. All right, let's do that. Okay, so for this one, I want to add a little bit of yellow. So I also have in my stash, let me just bring it on camera. I have varieties of paper. Some are retired, some are not, but they're all different pieces of cardstock that I have cut for a purpose and then changed the plan. So I'm also going to try to use up some of those. So this card is 3x4, which means the background of it needs to be 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then I'm also going to cut, that was a little bit rough, so I'm going to sand that. So then I need 4 and I'm going to go 4 3/8. Ooh, that's got a weird fold in it. 4 3/8. That's got a weird fold in it. Well, let's go 3 3/8 this way. And 4 3/8 that way. Okay, so now we've got a perfect mat, and we've got that. Cindy T. Rink is watching. Donna is watching. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. All right, so we've got this, and now I just need to decide if I want to put this on a black card. No, I want to put this on a white card base. So I need a thick white. Yes, that will pop. I'm going to go ahead and score this down the center. Whoops. 4 1/4. Because I know I'm going to end up using both sides. Both halves. Oh, I need to raise up my camera. Alright. The glare is all on you, people. If you can't deal with it, I can't help. Alright, if you were watching yesterday, I have misplaced 3 bone folders. I've now got this ginormous thing. That came from a library project, believe it or not. Alright. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Let's bring in some foam adhesive strips. These always fly all over the place when I cut them. Okay, we're going to pop up the top layer. And I probably should have looked for a sentiment. Not too late. One in the middle. And alright, let's get this on the Daffodil Delight. So, have any of you ever used the Memory and More packs for card making? I know that Kevin has, because I did an online class with him, and that is where what has been used from this pack, that is where that has gone. Alright, bringing in my Tombow Mono Liquid Adhesive. Mount that on the black. It already looks pretty. Alright, let's see. We have Celebrate and Heartfelt Thanks, or just a note to let you know I'm thinking of you. What do you think? Anybody have an opinion on one of these verses? One of these sentiments to put on here? Anyone? Anyone? My husband was literally watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off, or whatever the heck that movie is called, last night, and I was sitting in my room back here listening to Kevin's training, and I could hear the anyone. It's always so funny, especially being a retired teacher. Yep, Donna, I agree. We got hooked after we did Kevin's retreat. Alright, I'm pulling in. I haven't decided on a sentiment here yet, but I am pulling in a brushed brass butterfly. So let's use one of these big ones and put that right there. I think that was a simple little addition. And then let's also, hi Robin, let's also, I know I'm going to add some rhinestones. Heartfelt thanks. What do I want to put? I think I want a black sentiment on here. Okay, so I've brought out, these are stickers, so of course they're sticky, but I brought out my embossing buddy, which has some sort of talcum in it, and it will make this not sticky. I just have to rub it on here a little bit, and you'll see that very easily this becomes just a piece of paper. So now I can pop it up. So let's bring in some mini dimensionals. Let's put one here, and one here. Pull off the backing, and now we can pop that up. Before I do that, I feel like I should put a little bit of something underneath it. A little bit of, ooh, I know what. A little bit of this gold. Let's do a little bit of this. So this is the gold open weave trim, and I'm just going to cut off a section, and I'm going to use a little piece of tear tape. Hi, Elaine. Oh my gosh, enjoy your time off. Elaine, let me know if you want to come on Thursday and do that flower kit. We will be at the Oasis from noon to 9 p.m. Alright, I'm just smushing that together. Yes, I know it's too long, but we're going to adjust it as need be. Alright, get up my ribbon scissor. Hi, Arlene. Trim it. I think that just adds a little bit of class without making this card too time consuming. So for those of you that are joining, I am using a card pack today called Mixed Florals. Where is my full pack? Remember I slid it out of the way? Yep. Mixed Florals. Mixed Florals. Oh my gosh, my memory. Mixed Florals. Mixed Media Florals, Memories and More card pack. So if you're interested in the cards that you are watching me make, that is what they are made out of. And there's card 1. Let's add a little bit of rhinestones using my Take Your Pick tool. You know, I'm going to do my signature 3 in a row. I know this is totally not on trend. Everybody seems to just be putting 3 random wherever willy-nilly, but sometimes it drives me crazy. Card number 1. Simple and quick. So this whole piece is a card that's pre-made. All I did was popped it up and put it on a thick white card base. I'm not putting anything on the inside right yet because I don't know, you know, this could be a thank you note, this could be a get well, this could be a just a note thinking of you. So we're just going to leave it as is. Alrighty, card 1. Okay, now I have that same card because you get 2 of each in each pack, and this time I want to pair it with some green instead of the yellow. So this card has today was great, and I don't want that. That would be great for a scrapbook. I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut this one diagonally, corner to corner. Alright. And oh, Arlene, I'm so sorry. Your comments are really far behind. And so you, Arlene is saying use the heartfelt thanks, but I have already moved on to the next card. So sorry. All right, let's see. Let's put black behind this. I'm going to pop it up. So let's, again, I'm using some of my adhesive foam sheets that I have cut into chunks. I just think they're fast and easy. Looks like I'm catching a lot of people on their lunch hour, which is awesome. Glenda, hi. All right. I'm going to put a couple more in the middle. Glenda, I'm using card packs today to make quick and easy cards. Okay, so here's the card as it came. I've taken a second card and cut it diagonally, and I'm just going to layer these behind so that a little bit of that green pops through. It looks like I need a couple more little places here to support that layer. Perfect. All right. And we'll put one right here. All right, I have got to get myself adjusted here. I am too far over. I don't have the camera at the right angle, and I am going to just ignore that. All right, now let's bring in my trimmer. I'm backing this with black, and it looks like this whole piece is 3.5 by 4.5. So I need to go 3 3/4, which is right where that fold was. That's perfect. By 4.5. Is that what I said? 4 3/4. Measure twice, cut once, right? All right, so now a portion of this has those dimensionals in it. The rest of it needs to just be glued flat. So, like I said, Memory and More cards can really produce some quick cards. And if you don't feel creative enough to come up with your own ideas, which is me, you just go to Pinterest, which is exactly what I did this morning. All right, I think I'm going to put this one on. Well, let's try a couple things. Would I want this on yellow? Maybe. Would I want it on white? Maybe. Or would I want it on... Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, so why don't you guys give me some advice here? Put this card on a yellow card base, a white card base, or a... what color is that one? Flirty Flamingo card base. And while you're deciding, I'm going to look in the packet here. I think it's going to tell me what the companion colors are. Flirty Flamingo, Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, Poppy Parade. Let's try. Which one do you like? Should I put this card base Daffodil Delight, Basic White, or Flirty Flamingo? I know there's a delay, so I'm going to give you guys a chance to answer. And let's see. Thank you, Donna. Donna thinks Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo. That is bright and cheery, isn't it? Do I have any... I do have a little bit of Flirty Flamingo. Mary Bell is watching from Albuquerque. Mary Bell wants it on a white base. Okay. I could pull in some yellow this way. Let's go ahead and tie a bow with these scraps of baker's twine that I had left over from something. Let's see. Glenda says flirty. Okay, I got two saying flirty flamingo. Sorry, Mary Bell. Alright, this piece is not the right size though. We need this to be 4 1/4. Excuse me. Scored at 5 1/2. I am not messing around today on any fun folds. Seem too big. Because these are fast and furious cards. Quick and easy. Uh-oh, my camera just went dark. Let's see what happens here. Okay, well, it looks like it's still showing on Facebook Live, but my screen is completely dark. Gonna keep going. Alright, I've got these, this knot that I tied out of Flirty Flamingo and Lemon Lolly, and I'm actually going to make this even bigger. Bear with me, because now I want to add a sentiment. So let's do Celebrate, because it's black. I'm going to use my embossing buddy to get the sticky off the back. And then I'm going to use my mini dimensionals and I'm only going to put 2 because the knot in the middle there is going to take up the room where that dimensional would normally be. Okay, so just like that. I'm going to shorten up very gently. I'm going to shorten up that Flirty Flamingo one and the other side, just to give it a little bit of oops, that pulled my whole. We're good, we're good. Pulled that out. Should have done that before I glued it down. There we go. We're good. Alright, so just a little bit of, I wanted it to be kind of a little loosey-goosey, ribbony. Alright, there's card number 2. This can be birthday, wedding, retirement, and just a pretty colorful arrangement there. Thank you, Mary Bell. It is cheery, isn't it? Alright, there's number 2. This next one, such a pretty card all by itself. The backside would be perfect for scrapbooking. What an adventure. But since I'm not scrapbooking, I am going to use it as is. Alright. And I am going to make this one super clean, super simple. Again, Flirty Flamingo. These are 3x4, so I want to cut the base 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Now, if I wanted to step this up a little bit, I would get out my embossing gun and emboss a sentiment with white, but that would be, like I said, that would be stepped up a little bit. And we are doing fast and quick and easy cards today. So, putting on some foam. I like the foam sheets, and I've cut them into little squares. I just think that they are fast. I mean, that does not mean that I don't use the dimensionals. I definitely use the dimensionals. I just vacuumed my room today, and my vacuum bin would definitely attest to the fact that I use dimensionals. Okay. Taking off a layer. I'm getting warm. Alright, so I really kind of wanted that clean and white on white, but now that I have set it there, I am wondering if I would rather put that on another piece of Flirty Flamingo. Let's see. That's pretty too. Alright, I know what I'm going to do. Not even asking you. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut this piece at 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And you've probably figured out what I'm doing here now. Beauteous. All right. Hi, Robin. What's new in your neck of the woods? Are you crafting? Do you have end of the school year? Who's got end of the school year activities going on with either their own children, their grandchildren, their nieces, their nephews, their neighbors? I worked on graduation cards this morning, so I am ready for graduation. Now, I could have stuck that on there just flat, but I want to pop it up just a little bit. Now, if you don't have one of these little pouncers, you can certainly just use talcum, baby powder, any kind of powder will do the same thing. Sometimes they don't even want to attach to the dimensionals. Alright, I'm going to use some of these the edges of your dimensionals are perfectly useful. Do not throw them away, because this is where you get your, oh, should we call them like special order sizes? Special order. Okay. This one is a thank you card. I also could definitely put some ribbon on here. I chose not to. This one needs to have a little glue because it's going to be on this part that is already popped up. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And quick and easy. Quick and easy, it really doesn't need any more. But if I want to step it up, I could put some, how about pearls? Oh, you know what? I think I'm out of pearls. They are coming today in my order. How do you run out of pearls? I wonder if this will work. This is a pack fairly new called Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink. Oh, I think those might work on there. Let's use these. Let's put one there. One there. And we'll put a bigger one over there. That's pretty on there, huh? So Strawberry Slush looks like it will coordinate very nicely with Flirty Flamingo. Card 3. Now, I am going to keep going. You are more than welcome to come and go, leave, watch later. I think you get the point of how to use the Memory More cards. This is the next one I'm going to use. This one is Grateful, obviously, and it just needs to be trimmed down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off the bottom because we're not going to lose anything there. And then let's make this 4.5. And I'm going to trim a little bit off this side. 4.5 by 3 3/4. 4.5 by 3 3/4. So then the next layer has to be 3 7/8 by 4 5/8. Hi, Jane. Welcome to Quick and Easy Cards. And now I forgot my measurements. So this one needs to be 4. It is 4 by... I'm going to leave that on there for right now. And let's see what we've got so far. Okay. So this, and I kind of like... Hi, Marlis! Marlis, what's going on at Garnet Gardens today? Nope, I'm going to trim it off. I was going to leave that on there just for a little bit of non-symmetrical. These were scraps, of course, that I'm using today. And let's see, should I go flat, flat, flat? What the heck, I'll go flat. And then we'll pop up the whole thing. So, Marlis lives in the same senior living as my dad. So she, unlike me, gets to see my dad every day if she wants to. And I bet there's some days when she doesn't want to. My dad can be a bit of a little overwhelming sometimes. Grateful. We're leaving it as is. And how about that on black? And flat. I think flat is all this one needs. It doesn't need anything. Do not pressure yourself to put too much stuff on your cards. And I'll center it. I was going to go a little off center, but don't pressure yourself. That's all this card needs. Grateful. This one will need a white inside. So I use a smaller inside piece. I don't fill the whole inside. I feel like one. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm going to offset this. And look what I have over here. This will match on the inside now. So now you still have room to write a sentiment. Sometimes I add the scraps, so we could do that. Where do I want that? Because it's a good way. Otherwise, these are just going in my scrap bin, and let's be honest, at my house, they're going in the trash. I am not a saver of scraps, but I have become better at using them all. So just like that. Grateful. And a place to write your short thank you note. All right. Well, just like that, in 40 minutes, we have made 4 cards. That's 10 minutes a card. So, I encourage you to use your scraps. I encourage you to look into the Memory and More cards. And thank you, Maribel. And I encourage you to make some simple cards. I mostly encourage you to mail your cards. Mail your cards. Send a card. People love getting cards in the mail. So let's flip the camera the other way. Again, my camera isn't working on my end, so I am hoping that you are seeing me right now. I'll look at the camera and hope that you're seeing my face. So if not, I apologize. Thanks for joining me, and tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow's card of the day will be for the man. Ooh, for the man. I better figure out what I'm doing. All right, bye friends. Have a great day. And now, I don't know how to end. There we go.